Hello and welcome to the Coloring Collective. Today we're going to color this bird with the crown and the jewels. Let's go ahead and gather up our supplies. We'll be coloring today from the Johanna Basford Magical Worlds coloring book. I like to use the Castle Arts colored pencils, the Soft Touch, and I've got a set of 120. It's also nice to have an eraser and a pencil sharpener handy. Cobalt Turquoise 048. This is the first color we're going to start with. And I'm going to jump right into coloring this diamond here. I'm just coloring in part of the triangle because I want it to look like it's reflecting. And there's a lot of colors that it really is just reflecting the outside. And since a diamond is technically clear, you want it to be maybe blue because it's reflecting the sky or something, since there is a bird in the picture. So I'm just coming along the side really carefully and just kind of color in. Let's color this whole little triangle here. And I'm just using these little triangle shapes as a guide. So I'm going to keep the edges empty because I'll come through with a different color and make that a bit different there. So I'll do this, right, that. Really careful to stay in the lines. And then it looks like there's these other jewels here. So I think I might color those a different color, maybe make them emeralds or rubies. Intense Blue 097. I'm going to color along here, just along this point, and come down a little ways, but I'm also going to leave this one spot empty for yet another color. So we'll just come in here and leave each one a little empty. There's not really any right or wrong way to do this. I just like to keep the same color in each portion of the gemstone, whichever color you pick, whether it's green for emeralds or red for rubies. You could do purple for an amethyst. So I'm just coloring along very carefully, and then I'm going to blend it here. And then maybe right there. And then I'll follow along this line here, using that again as a guideline. And then very lightly blend it. And one more little one over here. I think I'll use this corner here. And I'm also going to use this color for these little stones in the crown here, just very delicately. Warm Gray Light 120. And now I'm going to use this for all the little spots that I left, just to give it some of the silver sort of color. Just a little bit there, kind of blend it with the other blues. That way a majority of the stone is blue, but then this color gives it just enough kind of a crystal effect. There we go. Leaf Green Light 061. I'm going to color this stone like an emerald, I think, and just do the top part here very carefully. Castle Green Light 059. So with this color, I'm going to carefully come along the rest of these top pieces, just like this, along the side and up toward the top. And then I'm also going to color it on the bottom part. Actually, that just come across there and up each little line like that. Oh, that one's a little small. Emerald Green 109. You can't very well color an emerald without using emerald greens. I'm going to come across the bottom just like that. And maybe one more in the center there. Vermilion 023. This is a nice color for a ruby. It's really, really intense. So I'm just going to carefully color this side here. And get all of this in there. And then really lightly just come across. Magenta 086. And this is another good ruby color, but I'm just going to color a little bit because I want to come back with another light color. So I'm just coming in ever so slightly. Bengal Rose Deep 085. And now with this color, I'm going to finish off the ruby, and it kind of gives it a nice pink effect. Looks like it's glowing and shining. I think I'm also going to use this for these little lines right here, just like that. And I'll come back with the blue also and get right here. Purple Lake Deep 038. We've got one more stone here that I'm going to make a purple color, like an amethyst, I think, or purple. And just come up these sides like this, and very carefully right here. Purple Lake 091. And this will make another good complement, just a little bit. I'm going to leave some of it empty like I did in the others. And then color just real pale, just like that. So it looks like it's reflecting. And I'm going to keep the purple and color the inside of this crown here, not the outside, because I think we'll make that like a gold color. Very carefully. Cadmium Orange 017. I'm going to give this bird an orange belly. And then I'll also use this for the top of the crown here, just the very top. Maybe the inside part too, since that purple was light. And the beak. I also think I'm going to color in these stars here. They're really tiny. Let's color this belly a little bit better in the center here. Press a little bit harder. Yellow Ochre Light 010. I'm going to use this color here for the crown. This usually makes a nice gold color. Okay. And I'm also going to use this color for the legs of the bird. So very carefully. Naples Yellow 008. I'm going to use this for the underside of the bird here, just to get a little bit lighter. Actually, maybe I'll make it red. Make the back side of the bird all red. There. I'm also going to use this for the face here. It's a nice light yellow. Cool Gray Deep 066. I'm going to use this here for part of the bird's feathers. I'm just coloring maybe every other one. Very carefully. And the tail here. And I think for the top part of the bird's head, Davies Gray 067. This is a good light gray color, but it's kind of got a warm tone to it since the bird has orange feathers also. I didn't want to make it too gray and not look like it matches. So I'm just carefully coloring in here. Spice Red 025. I'm going to use this very carefully for the rest of the bird. Just get along that dotted line, and then I'll press a little bit lighter. So it kind of has like a two-tone effect. So very carefully there, and then really light. And now for the final color, Lemon Yellow Light 001. I'm going to use this to blend in this red so it gives it a nice glossy look. And I'm also going to very lightly come around these stars and give it a bit of a glow effect. And that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for coloring along with me, and I will see you next time.